Good evening, Patriots. Welcome to the Ryan Samuel Show. We have some incredible breaking news. This just happened. Rarely does this happen the second we go live, and that is that Donald Trump is officially, from the President of the United States, is ordering that Antifa be designated as a terrorist organization. This is something I had asked for the night that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. The night that all of that went down, that day, the following day, I had immediately put that out on Twitter and said that these people should be designated as a terrorist organization. Yes, they should. There is zero argument that anybody can make to me against designating these people as terrorists. They are terrorists. These are the people that have organized, that have plotted, that have created a tremendous amount of disdain, a tremendous amount of damage to the United States of America. They've destroyed cities. They have hurt people. They've killed people. There's a lot more going on in this case that has not been released yet. Okay, with the killing of Charlie Kirk. There's a couple of things that don't make sense. We talked about it yesterday. The number one thing that doesn't make sense is the text thread. That's number one. Number two, we have a neighbor that says they saw multiple out-of-state vehicles going in and out of the suspect's house with out-of-state plates for weeks leading up to the killing. Then we had this strange guy who is at the scene. Charlie Kirk gets shot, and then he starts yelling that he's the one that shot Charlie Kirk so that somebody else could get away. Now, this person he didn't know. He just did that instinctively. It doesn't make any sense. Then we find out that Tyler Robinson has some sort of sexual proclivity with furry bunnies and babies and fur babies or whatever the heck you want to call it, and he's got a trans boyfriend. And then we find out this guy who distracted the police so that the suspect could get away, was caught with some child pornography. So there's some sexual proclivity on both of their ends. But, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just does not pass the smell test. So we're going to cover that a little bit more deeply. We're also going to cover Jimmy Kimmel has been fired. He went on last night or 2 nights ago and made a disgusting statement, tried to blame MAGA for the killing of Charlie Kirk. The ABC has pulled his show from their network. It is over for now. That might change, but from what I understand, it is over. And then we're going to talk about Donald Trump in Great Britain. He received tremendous support and some massive protests. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey, Ryan. Hi, this is Sarah Palin.
Ryan, Donald Trump Jr.
Harsh to win seal. Hey, everybody, I want y'all to check out a fellow Marine spawn cast.
My name is Ted Nugent, and I got a call from my buddy Ryan F. Samuels, and he wants me to tell you that he's a working hard, playing all-American son of a who is celebrating God, family, country.
Welcome to the Ryan Samuel Show, one of the top political podcasts in the United States, where we have a healthy distrust for government and mainstream media. The Ryan Samuel Show is a raw, unfiltered look at American politics. Follow on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, and all podcast platforms. Here is your host, Ryan Samuels.
All right, so let's address the firing of Jimmy Kimmel, or the firing of all of these people, school teachers, doctors, whoever it is. I really try hard not to make this show monotonous. I try hard. It's very hard to get new, fresh information, to do an hour every day, and I do my best. But this situation is insane. The left is now complaining. They're accusing the right of cancel culture and of silencing their free speech. Well, first of all, I'm a major proponent for free speech. I'm actually a top 10 podcast for free speech in the world, top 10, right? So I 100% and fully support free speech, and I don't think that there should be a government effort for you to lose your job, or the government should not be involved in persecuting you. I don't feel that way. I don't think that way. But this is exactly what the left did to us during COVID. Anybody who opposed the vaccine, or not even opposed the vaccine, anybody who opposed masks, any doctor, a medical doctor who just asked questions about, hey, like this mRNA, you're calling it a vaccine, but it's actually technically not a vaccine. It alters your genes and your DNA, and like doctors were removed from Twitter. Doctors lost their jobs. Doctors were canceled. The term cancel culture comes from the left's actions. And now they're trying to use it against us. And yeah, I will say there is a fundamental difference. The thing with Jimmy Kimmel, I cannot stand the man. I think he's awful. I think that he's terrible. But with the problem that Jimmy Kimmel made is that he lied, and that's not necessarily cause to lose your job. It should be in a position where you're in a position of authority when it comes to information and news. And yeah, you're a late night show, you're a joke, but he completely lied on the entire topic. I'm going to show you the clip in a second, but first I'm going to show you a clip of breaking news on Republican News Nation, or Real America's Voice, I think, where they came out and they talked about the firing Jimmy Kimmel. Let's watch that, and then we'll rewatch the clip from the other night.
Yeah, and let me say this. Jimmy Kimmel, by the way, some breaking news, taken off air, Curtis Houck, for his comments.
Yeah, breaking news. Credit to our late night beat writer, Alex Christie. Since he's been our late night writer, since he took over in late 2022, Stephen Colbert and now Jimmy Kimmel almost certainly are off the air. This is absolutely pathetic. I mean, we've been tracking the guests. 58 liberal politicians and pundits on his show versus only 2 conservatives. They were Mike Lindell. In 2024, 92% of his political jokes targeted conservatives. His comments about Charlie Kirk, mocking MAGA, insisting that, they're trying to make sure that he's not one of us. We're disgusting.
I mean, that's exactly what he did. He tried to spin it, and I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I mean, we watched it last night. I know a lot of you weren't on last night, and a lot of you listened to this in the morning. I get the stats on when things are downloaded. By the way, Great Britain, I appreciate you guys. We're going to talk about you a little bit today. The people of Great Britain and Wales, particularly, if you're listening, know that I've seen a huge influx in Wales for the show, for podcast downloads. I appreciate you guys. We're going to talk about Great Britain a little more. I know you guys have been messaging me. You want to hear some more stuff about free speech and what's going on over there. If you have info, go to ryanfsamuels.com and send it to me. Or go to my Facebook page, The Ryan Samuels Show, and send it. I want to hear what's going on in there. I don't want mainstream media news stories. I want your local news stories. I want you telling me what's happening, because I know that it's chaos. But here is the disgusting clip from Jimmy Kimmel. Let's listen to this.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them. And
the kid who murdered Charlie Kirk, I mean, there is zero evidence to suggest, zero reason to believe, zero anything. It is not even a logical argument that anybody on this earth could make, other than switching out the person who did this, that they are anything other than an extreme far left radical. There's no other explanation for it. There's none. The left is so ashamed that they're trying to gaslight you. And it's like, for a guy like Jimmy Kimmel, who has just been completely, he's like alienated from reality. So all he has is information he's handed from producers and his script writers, and he performs them, right? But he's completely lying to a nation who is on a powder keg for a freaking civil war. Okay? He's lying to them, telling the entire world that the guy who killed Charlie Kirk was a MAGA supporter. This is like 1984, 2 + 2 = 5. and it's dangerous, and Jimmy Kimmel is horrible, and I mean, not even an apology for his wife and his children. Sorry for your loss. If I were him, I wouldn't even have touched the subject, let alone try to do a propaganda spin to turn this into something it's clearly not. Like, clearly not.
Everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition. Construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
And the head of the FCC, see, this is what I don't like. And I'm trying to connect the dots. This also is a story that just broke. This is Nexstar ABC affiliates, right? So this is what started this. Well, actually what started this was on Twitter, thousands of people told Jimmy Kimmel that he should be fired, right? I didn't say he should be fired. I said he should resign, okay? That was the post that I had put out. It got like 5,000 hits and like 100,000 views. I had said that he should resign, that he should apologize for what he did, and that he should resign. I did not say that the federal government or the head of the FCC should go after him. This is from Nexstar. Nexstar ABC affiliates to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live. Company objects to talk show host comments on killing of Charlie Kirk. This is in Irvine, Texas. Big MAGA country. Nexstar Media Group, Inc. Today announced that companies owned and partner television stations affiliate with ABC television network would preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live for the foreseeable future, beginning with tonight's show. Nexstar strongly objects to the recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk, and will replace the show with other programming in its ABC affiliate markets. Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse, and we do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinion, views, or values of the local communities in which we are located, said Andrew Alford, president of Nexstar's broadcasting division. Continuing to give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in the communities we serve is simply not in the public interest at the current time, and we have made the difficult decision to preempt his show in an effort to let cooler heads prevail as we move toward the resumption of respectful, constructive dialogue. What the hell was Jimmy Kimmel thinking? I don't, like, it's even if you are sheltered, you're still on X, unless you're completely, you have people handling that for you too. But I can't stand this guy. I can't stand him. I never really could. Here is CNN. Let's see what they have to say. This should be good.
Off the air indefinitely. This follows a controversy over comments the late-night comedian made Monday night about Charlie Kirk's suspected killer and the MAGA movement and their reaction to the assassination. Let's get straight to CNN's chief media affairs correspondent, Brian Stelter. Brian, what is going on?
This guy's a friggin' dope show and a clown.
That's right. This is fast developing this afternoon, Jake, amid pressure from the Trump-aligned FCC. And in the past few minutes, ABC confirmed to CNN that Kimmel's show will be off the air, quote, indefinitely. We have not yet heard from Kimmel or his representatives. That's how quickly this has been developing. But let's back up and look at what Kimmel actually said on the program that has caused controversy. This is from Monday night in his Monday evening monologue. Kimmel suggested that the alleged killer of Charlie Kirk might have been a pro-Trump Republican. He said, quote,
No. You just watched it with me. All of you did. You just watched it and you just listened to it. He did not say might have been a MAGA Trump Republican. He did not say that. He said that he was. That's what Jimmy Kimmel said. And that we are desperately doing everything we can as Republicans to hide the fact that he's MAGA. Whatever the Dems are doing, they are doing what they're telling you we are doing.
Gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. He said in between the finger pointing, there was grieving. Kimmel was expressing what we've heard some other...
Kimmel is playing a dangerous game. And now, I don't know, he may be reinstated. He may have to apologize. I don't know. I mean, the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, I don't think should freaking exist. I don't think that they should exist. The head of the FCC is the one who was aghast at his comments and went after him. So, although Jimmy Kimmel's words I can't stand, he clearly lied to the nation. The federal government should not be able to take somebody off of the air for their speech. Okay? Be mad at me all you want, followers. I know some of you will be, but that's the God's honest truth. The Federal Communication Commission came out and said that. Now, I do not know if they actually did anything to get him taken off the air. I don't know if they pressured them or they filed any motions or did anything to have him removed. It doesn't appear that way. It appears that the local distribution network out in Texas removed them in protest, and then ABC, which is Disney is their parent company, decided to say, you know what, we're just done. People are losing their jobs over this Charlie Kirk thing. People are getting canceled. We're moving it out. So there is nothing to say that the FCC, the head of the FCC, physically did anything to remove him or take him out or any of that. But the bottom line is that he's gone. Okay? I think he should be gone. His ratings suck anyway. Stephen Colbert is gone anyway. And he just won a Grammy or an Emmy or whatever the heck they are. For a stupid show, which is so bad that it's getting shut down, but he won an award for it. That tells you it's all propaganda. That tells you it's all a game and that it's not real. It's theater. It's like professional wrestling. It's all an act. And we're finally getting back to normalcy.
Breaking news, Jimmy Kimmel, his late night show apparently is suspended indefinitely. The move is coming shortly after our parent company, Nexstar Media Group, announced that it would pull Jimmy Kimmel Live off of all ABC stations it owns throughout the nation over the host's comments about the assassination of Charlie Kirk Monday night. Andrew Alford, the president of Nexstar's broadcasting division, said the comments were, quote, offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our nation's political discourse. Breaking news, Jimmy Kimmel.
I mean, I agree with that statement. I do. I mean, and you just watched all your boys get thrown off the air, dude. I don't know what the heck you're thinking, but we'll continue to cover that story and see how it develops. Howard Stern was removed too for just sucking and for saying like, so I do not know what the hell. I don't know. Now Antifa, I'm trying to see if there's any new information out about Antifa, because this tweet that Trump put out had just come out. Like the second I clicked live, it was like 3 minutes before. It was like at 8:57. Let's read it for ourselves. I am pleased to inform you, our many USA patriots, that I'm designated Antifa, a sick, dangerous, radical left disaster, as a major terrorist organization. I will also be strongly recommending that those funding Antifa be thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest legal standards and practices. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Okay, couple of things here. Antifa is a horrible organization. I want to know if they know more than they're saying about this murder. That is a huge, drastic step for the president of the United States to do. He just declared them as ISIS. Now, this has certain legal ramifications. Okay? This means, like, the president can drop bombs on them. That's why the president can get away with bombing the narco terrorists off the coast of Venezuela. So, a question on the authority of the President of the United States. Is this a loose attempt at shutting down political opponents? I do not think so. I do think that this group is a radical left terrorist organization. They have destroyed cities, okay? But will the next president, that my mic thing just keeps dropping. It's having a bad night tonight. But will the next president of the United States, like say, I don't know, Gavin Newsom, declare Turning Point USA as a terrorist organization? Everything a current president does sets up another president to do the same thing. So it concerns me when I see a group in the United States being designated as a terrorist organization. Because that means the government can do anything without due process, essentially. But again, I think there's more to this frickin' killing of Charlie Kirk. I think it was Antifa. That I think that, this is speculation, but as a former police officer and I've investigated many crimes in my life, this is a murder scene. It's not passing the smell test. I think this kid had help. I think those messages were staged. We're starting to see people who are very close to the president, like the Daily Wire, released a story earlier today. We had talked about this on the show yesterday, that the text messages didn't smell right. But they had released on the air a news article today that essentially said there's more to the story. They're not going to put that out there unless they kind of know. You know, they're not going to confidently say, hey, there's more to this story. I mean, these guys are in close with Charlie Kirk's wife, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Donald Trump Jr., and Donald Trump himself. And then that the same day they put that out, Donald Trump declares Antifa a terrorist organization. Listen, I think that there's more here. I think it's going to come out. I think it's going to shock you. And I think that the United States is never going to be the same again. Donald Trump also put this out. Great news for America. The ratings channel Jimmy Kimmel show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do so. What had to be done. Kimmel has zero talent and worse ratings than even Colbert. If that's possible, that leaves Jimmy and Seth, two total losers on fake news NBC. Their ratings are also horrible. Do it, NBC. President Donald J. Trump. I love this guy, man. I really do. And then there's photos of Jimmy Kimmel and Howard Stern. They can go on vacation together. So I'm conflicted on the terrorist thing. I did say that, but it needs to be done. It really does. The Antifa has completely destroyed American cities, and they have hurt people, killed people. They don't do anything productive for our society. All they do is destroy things. That's all Antifa does. That's all the left does. That's all that the left does. The left doesn't even do anything. They don't build anything either. Here is a video. I'm trying to see what this video is.
Well, we go undercover as Antifa in a crowd. So can you put that back in? Thank you so much. Yep. It feels better.
I think this is January 6th.
Here. Take this orange bottle.
Where they go undercover as Antifa in the crowd. They're attacking. They're attacking ICE agents. Oh my God, these guys need to get online, dude. Ugh, that was sloppy. Hey, but this is Antifa. Oh my God, dude, drop them. Cops are all afraid to go to friggin' jail, dude. How many times are you going to give verbal commands that he's not obeying before you put your hands on him? 17? Now, let's see. Oh my God. So now this officer went alone. He's supposed to pull him back behind them. Is how that's supposed to go. They're supposed to open up and let him through. That's how you'd handle a riot. Now he's out here alone, 2-on-1. Now they're coming. But, I mean, these guys could have killed him already. Sloppy. But this is Antifa, and they're using, I guess, pepper balls. But it should be interesting how that plays out. Now that they're terrorists, actual terrorists, the equivalent to Osama bin Laden. That gives the president an extreme amount of power on what to do with these people.
On all of this. I do want to go now to CNN's Kyung Law, who has been standing by all day. Kyung, a lot has happened since we've been talking to you. Where are you now? What is the status where you are?
Well, there are multiple protests now, or at least we should call them incursions between the people who've been demonstrating here, people who've joined in, and law enforcement. We are near where all of this began, and what you're seeing here is a lot.
The other thing you got to remember, too, not everybody that riots is Antifa. Just saying. But they're a big part of it. But I think, like I said, I think the root cause of all of this is that there is more to it with this clown. I think that there's more to it. I do think that he definitely had the capacity to do it on his own. It wasn't hard. He didn't do anything spectacular. I will tell you that right now. The shot he took is not incredible. He missed where he was aiming. He wasn't aiming for his neck. He was aiming for his head or his chest, and he missed by a good 3-4 inches. It just happened to land. It was very unfortunate for Charlie Kirk, but I mean, that's just, this guy got lucky. Okay. And Charlie Kirk got very unlucky. But I think all of this was meant to happen. I think his life was sacrificed so that we could bring all of this to light. Okay. But now you have a thousands of college kids across the country as actual terrorists. This is an extraordinary step because the Ku Klux Klan was never even classified as a terrorist organization. Neo-Nazis have never been classified as a terrorist organization. And what does the president have to do to classify a group as a terrorist organization? It's just an executive order. It doesn't have to go through Congress. And the Democrats are going to make, here's what the Democrats are going to say. Oh, this is fascism. This is too much federal power. Well, then you shouldn't have given every president who preceded him and allowed them to exercise extraordinary amounts of power. That's how government expands, when you allow it to. And this is the unfortunate consequence of government. It doesn't matter who's in government. The government is going to naturally expand its size and its growth and its power. It's a cancer. That's what government does. We need to decrease the size of government. We need to incredibly decrease the power of government. I think Antifa is a horrible, bad terrorist organization. I do. That's what I think. Okay? So let's listen. All these tweets are now coming out. Let's listen to what this lady has to say. Haven't listened to it. It was just posted.
Whoa. Breaking news. President Trump just posted on Truth Social. I am pleased to inform our many USA patriots that I am designating Antifa a sick, dangerous, radical left disaster as a major terrorist organization. I will also be strongly recommending, that means you're absolutely going to do it, that those funding Antifa be thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest standards, highest legal standards and practices. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Boom, bitches. I just told you we ain't turning down no damn temperature. Fuck you. We ain't turning down nothing. You infiltrated the entire institution of life for the
Yeah, I don't know who this lady is, but yeah, you're right.
last 60, 75 years. You have infiltrated every single organization in this country. You have created your own NGOs of hell. You have infiltrated the education system from preschool up through college.
Damn. She sounds like the Ryan Samuels show.
And graduate school. You have turned 3 generations into fucking raging lunatics.
Yes.
You have destroyed the fabric of this nation, and we are having to rebuild on the rock that is Christ. But guess what?
Hell yeah,
we
lady.
ain't turning down nothing. We are not. We're winning this country back.
Preach, girl.
For God of heaven. We are not going to allow you to sit there and steal everything and call us names and poison and rot out the minds of Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and those coming after. We own this now because President Trump, thank you, sir, is doing God's work. Antifa is designated as a terrorist organization, not just domestic, but international, because it's implied that it's terrorists, not just domestic, because you bastards from all over this world have infiltrated the United States to try to take it down. But God has a better plan. That's why Donald Trump is in there for the second term. You ain't doing shit else to destroy this country. You bastards, you're gonna be broke. You're gonna be poor. You're gonna be eating out of the trash can and pushing carts up and down the street like you have done to American citizens. Destroyed their lives, murdered people. You have taken everything away from us. And now you get to be the ones who can't sleep at night because you're scared.
It's Karen Kennedy. Love it. Love it. Yeah, this is blowing up. It's everywhere as a major terrorist organization. Justin Trump has designated Antifa as a major terrorist organization. New York Post. Is this an article or a picture? It's a picture. Do you imagine wearing nail polish right now in some college dorm with your pink hair and your hormone blockers? How many people are crying, you think? How many people are crying right now? They're scared. He could literally drop a bomb on you legally now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's Tim Pool He's breaking this right now. Let's listen to him.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have massive breaking news from Truth Social. Donald Trump has deemed Antifa a terrorist organization. He has truth. I am pleased to inform our many USA patriots that I am designating Antifa a sick, dangerous, radical left disaster as a major terrorist organization. I will also be strongly recommending that those funding Antifa be thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest legal standards and practices. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, this is exactly what needed to happen. Dude, we have so many options now that Antifa's been declared a terrorist organization. This opens up a war chest of options to really go.
It does. It really does. But it also opens up a Democrat president to classify a Republican organization as a terrorist organization. I'm being honest with you. This is a good thing, I think, but it's also unprecedented.
The throat here.
What are you talking about? It's a decentralized group. They don't even have a leader.
You know my favorite thing was? That famous clip where Trump is debating Biden, and he says, Antifa, and then Biden goes, Antifa's an idea. The real threat's white supremacy. White supremacy's an idea too, you moron. Antifa is an international association. They fly a banner.
They have chapters.
Right. They have cells.
With merch.
I'm good with it. I hope that I hope it's not used against us in the future, but we shall see. These guys are running for their mommies right now. They're going back home. And I think this was this was the nail in the coffin for the Democratic Party, the killing of Charlie Kirk. I told you guys the day it happened, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, they are going to eviscerate the Democratic Party. They were already going to eviscerate the Democratic Party because the atrocities that they have done and they have committed. And this was already a powder keg. And now after the election, J.D. Vance, they had a mandate from the American people that they were fed up with the Democrats. They won the popular vote. I think a Republican had not won the popular vote since Ronald Reagan. They had a mandate. They were already on it. And then these left-wing crazies went even further. This is the best video ever. Yes. Yes. Boom, you nail polish nerd. Take a nap. Look at him. That's the reality of Democrats versus Republicans. Because you can't do that up front. You got to take shots from 130 yards away and miss. Just get lucky. Here is, so all this stuff, like I said, is breaking now. This is Anderson Cooper. This is him reading the tweet live. I'm going to rewind this.
I've just seen that the president on a social media has announced, I'm pleased to inform our many USA patriots that I'm designating Antifa, a sick, dangerous, radical left organization, as a major terrorist organization. I'll also be strongly recommending that those funding Antifa be thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest legal standards and practices. Your reaction?
Well, I hope he can first define what Antifa is, because there is no Antifa organization. So,
I mean, there is.
Maybe that's good for social media, but it really is non-existent. But the point is that he's using the Charlie Kirk murder as a pretext to go after people that he disagrees with.
Oh my God, here we go.
Very night of Kirk's murder, you will remember, accused the left of committing the murder.
Yes.
When the murderer had not even been caught or identified.
They already knew. They had the rifle. They had the etchings on the bullets that said, hey, fascist catch. Kash Patel knew that. The governor of Utah knew that and made that in the very, like one of the very first announcements. You think the president didn't know? You think they didn't notify the president who killed his friend?
This is all a pretext. And it is a shame, I think, as Ram said, that Charlie Kirk actually stood for free speech. And instead, they're using his memory to attack free speech.
I mean, burning down cities is not speech, dude. That's not speech. Here's Alex Cole. Trump couldn't name an Antifa leader. One headquarters or one meeting, but somehow it's a major terrorist organization. Trump supporters attacked the U.S. Capitol to overturn democracy. Antifa never did that. Antifa designated. I mean, it's getting intense, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's getting freaking intense. Here's the problem. Okay, here's what's happening. The left and the right are becoming so divided that they're isolating themselves with each other, and it's not being done intentionally. Once upon a time, the left and the right would argue on Facebook. We argued on Facebook. We were all in the same town square. We were all discussing ideas, cursing at each other, yelling at each other, whatever, right? Then COVID came along. Then conservative ideas started getting taken away. Then conservatives created their own spaces where they can say the right things, which was the truth, in my opinion. I am a conservative or libertarian, depending on the issue or the day. But they have created these rumbles, right? Wimkin's a good one. We're live on Wimkin right now. Jason Shepard, thank you. It's awesome. Truth Social. So conservatives left these platforms. They left because they were being persecuted and silenced. So they went to their own platforms. And who's on those platforms? Just other freaking conservatives. That's all it was. That's all it is now. It's other conservatives. And they're in an echo chamber, and they're all their ideas. There's no dissentment. There's no disagreement. There's no people stopping and arguing with them or disagreeing with them for the most part, right? Like there was before. Now the shoe's on the other foot. And what we're seeing is Democrats leaving these platforms like Twitter and Facebook, and they're going to Blue Sky and their other. So the left and the right are isolating themselves. Separate. We're no longer together. And now you're seeing that with the Jimmy Kimmel thing. So now, yeah, they're going to boycott Disney, whatever. I care less about Disney. I was actually there the other day because I don't live far from there and I got kids, so we went to Disney. But we're isolating each other. We're not coming together. We're becoming further apart. And the violence is escalating. Okay? And the Republicans aren't friggin' doing it, man. I'm sorry to say that, but the Republicans are not fucking doing it. Excuse me, I'm really trying not to curse. But the Republicans are not doing that. They're not hurting people. They're not killing people. They're not assassinating political figures. Trust me, they have the skill set to do it. All right, this is Trump. Is this new or is this an old video? Let's see what he has to say here.
Given all that's going on with Charlie Kirk's assassination and the left-wing, a lot of left-wing violence going on, do you have plans, and actually this is a great opportunity with all these do you plan on designating Antifa finally a domestic terror organization?
Well, it's something I would do, yeah. If I have support from the people back here, I think we'd start with Pam, I think. But I would, if you give me, I would do that 100%. And others also, by the way. But Antifa is terrible.
Are there other groups that you can make up?
There are other groups, yeah. There are other groups. We have some pretty radical groups, and they got away with murder. And also, I've been speaking to the Attorney General about bringing RICO against some of the people that you've been reading about.
Yeah, we watched this the other night. He's talking about George Soros.
That have been putting up millions and millions of dollars for agitation.
So I don't know. I think what he's doing is if he classifies them as a terrorist organization, the people funding them are going to run away from this organization. But all Antifa has to do is throw away their Antifa flags and become trans-Tifa or gay-Tifa or pro-Tifa or anti-Tifa. Or, I mean, that's all they have to do. But George Soros, they're going to run away from these people. They're running scared. The power of the United States federal government is crashing down on these people.
These aren't protests. These are crimes, what they're doing, where they're throwing bricks at cars of ICE and Border Patrol. And they come in with a beautiful new car. They're so proud. It's Border Patrol, ICE, it's got whatever it is. And they're throwing rocks at it. And after 50 yards, it looks like an old beat-up vehicle. It was just brand new. It was just bought for the purposes. And they don't have to take that anymore. I let it be known. We'll take responsibility. They don't have to take it.
FAFO Antifa. That needed to happen. A message needs to be sent. You can't destroy the country because you're unhappy with the politics. I mean, thank God. Thank God. So Trump went to Great Britain for their state dinner. And when he got there, there was a handful of libs. It's actually kind of funny. I'm going to show you how many were there. Decided to protest him. And the libs on Twitter blew it up as if they were the greatest. There was billions of them and millions of them. This is just a big picture of Trump and Epstein, which is a freaking stupid. It was stupid. It's stupid. It's like the only people who believe that are the fringe lefties. That's the only people who believe that, or the only people who think that it's anything worth noting. Here is the massive protest.
U.S. President Donald Trump arrived in London on Tuesday evening for his second state visit to Britain, aiming to secure new trade and security agreements, despite ongoing protests.
Go home. Don't come back. Stop coming here. You're not wanted.
That's not true.
It's appalling that we should give somebody that kind of honor who deserves no honor whatsoever.
Donald Trump is
no honor whatsoever.
It's not welcome here.
I am appalled that Trump has been given a welcome in this country. Go home and stop interfering in British politics.
I mean, we interfere in the world's politics because we are the leaders of the world. So here, you're going to laugh your ass off. Here is the Trump supporters that came. It's a little bit of a bigger crowd. The great deplorables of the United Kingdom are here to support you.
We are with you, we stand with you, and we want you to succeed. Forget about the people in London, forget about the establishment, forget about the detractors in the
thousands of them.
Media. The real people out there in the United Kingdom. We love you, Mr. President!
British people are some of the greatest people on earth. I'll tell you, when I was in the Marine Corps, I went over with the British Royal Marines, and I had the freaking time of my life. Here's the protest. Look at this. Just one fat chick.
I think we know why we're here. We're here to say no to Trump.
There's like three of them.
To say no to his racism, to his bigotry,
Yeah.
his homophobia, his transphobia,
Yeah.
his attacks
Yeah,
on
same
migrants.
list.
We're here to stand against every rotten thing that Donald Trump represents. And we are here to say that we know that victory for Trump has emboldened, has boistered, has buoyed every single racist, every single
Yeah, racist, misogynistic. Oh my God. But Trump got some of the highest levels of respect. They flew red, white, and blue jets over him as he walked through their military. Hell yeah. Nothing says we hate Donald Trump like flying American jets. Here's another thing I want you to notice. So when they're walking out and he's walking through their troops, this is part of the ceremony. This is him in 2018 and him in 2025. I got to cut that music or I'm going to get flagged. I want you to notice he's walking in front of the Queen, and in this one, he's walking in front of the King. Okay? He's the President of the United States walking through their troop. Now, this is supposed to simulate an inspection, like a general's inspection or a commander's inspection. And you got President Trump walking. In 2018, he's walking with the Queen. In 2025, he's walking ahead of the King. Like he's inspecting the King's troops to make sure that they're fit for combat. Is essentially what is happening. King Charles. Okay? It's an important thing to note because it's a huge honor for what they have done here. And I love it. I love it. Let's listen to his speech at the dinner.
It's a singular privilege to be the first American president welcomed here. And if you think about it, it's a lot of presidents, and this was the second state visit, and that's the first, and maybe that's going to be the last time. I hope it is, actually. But this is truly one of the highest honors of my life. Such respect for you and such respect for your country.
I mean, our alliance with Great Britain. I mean, dude, Donald Trump was put in a golden carriage. He was put in a golden carriage. Oh, yes. Yes, King Charles. Oh, this is lovely.
Chance for the King and the President to talk not only about the events that will come over the coming day and a bit, but also it's a friendship that has grown, and there in the Scottish state coach, the Queen and the First Lady.
Oh, yes. We shall.
It's very rare they all get together.
Yes, yes. Here's Piers Morgan, our very own American transplant, who can discuss how important it is that Donald Trump is walking in front of the King.
No question. I think this is a real statement by the King and by the senior members of the royal family. I mean, it's very rare they all get together like this for a visit by a foreign leader. They're doing it to make a point. I think they recognize the world feels a little bit precarious right now. You have two raging wars in Ukraine and in Gaza, and you have a lot of people, particularly since the appalling murder of Charlie Kirk, I think are feeling very tense about the way that issues like free speech are going in the world. And I think that the royal family want to make a statement. They are aligning themselves very publicly today with the President of the United States, who they know actually believes in his heart fundamentally in the principles of free speech, as indeed do they. So I think that this is it's a statement by the royal family. We're going to roll out the ultimate red carpet. And again, just to stress, I've not seen this done for any other world leader. This is unprecedented.
Any other
bearing
world
in mind
leader.
that Donald Trump is getting a second state visit, but the first one was for a different monarch. So nobody has ever, US president or anybody else, has ever had a state visit with two different monarchs. So that, again, I think is an important thing to say. Last time it was with Queen Elizabeth. This time it's with her eldest son, King Charles. That is real history. And I keep coming back to how his mother would feel, Donald Trump's mother, Mary, how she would have felt about this, watching her son, just on a human level, having these extraordinary moments with the Queen and then with the King. I mean, really remarkable, I think.
It's awesome. We're just winning. And we're winning at every turn. And we deserve to friggin' win. And I'm going to not apologize for winning. I really hope. Retailing ain't easy called me a fascist Nazi. What is... You know how they ask everybody, what is a woman? I'm going to start just being like, what is a Nazi? Do you know what a Nazi is? Can you tell me what a Nazi is? Is the Nazi in the room with us right now? Is the Nazi here? Is the Nazi gonna Nazi you? Did he see you or did he not see you? Get the f*** out of here. You're a Nazi. You're a fascist. Oh my God, Ryan Samuels is such a Nazi. You didn't even know what the hell a Nazi is, dude. But you can come on the show if you want. And we can do it. We can talk. Or would you rather not talk? Would you rather just try to shoot a Nazi from 130 yards away? Like a little schoolgirl? Or would you rather have a conversation? See, that's the difference between me and you, nerd. Anyway, it's enough attention for that clown. But I do have concerns with labeling them as a terrorist organization. A couple of days ago, I did tweet that it needed to happen. I do think it needs to happen. Like I said, I'm concerned of what the criteria is, okay? Because that literally means the President of the United States can just bomb you, all right? Barack Obama killed a few American citizens. He did. Google it. Look it up. Because they were classified as terrorists. I think Jimmy Kimmel's horrible. I think he deserves to lose his job. He's just objectively not funny. I mean, that's the one thing. He's objectively not funny. He became a shill for far left lunatics when he met his wife because he's just a cuck and sits in a hotel room chair and watches the bed while other dudes come in at night. That's the kind of guy he is. He's not a real man. He's a wimp. He's terrible. I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad Colbert is gone. I'm glad they're just propaganda. They're just propaganda. That's all it is. It's scripted. The audience is told when to clap and when not to clap, to laugh loud, not laugh loud. Like it's not natural. It's theater is what it is. And they put it on TV to brainwash you. But that is the show. Don't forget, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Listen, if you're watching this live, you guys need to make sure that you get on the podcast. You got to get on the podcast. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, whatever you have. If you have an iPhone, just download the Apple Podcast app, and you can listen to the show on the run. That sounds better. It's edited. You can listen to the whole show. I know some of you get on for 10 minutes, 3 minutes, and then you jump off. Just listen to it on your way to work, on your way back from work. They're an hour show once a day. There's bonus episodes on there that I don't do on here where we do book reviews. I recently did The Apology of Socrates. It's on there. Go to ryanfsamuels.com and sign up for the new news. I've been pumping out like 4 or 5 news articles a day. Check them out. They're great from our staff here. But thank you so much for tuning in. I am so happy and so proud of the movement that we have built within the conservative community and / libertarian community. I think in more recent years, I'm becoming more of a conservative than anything. But I'm so proud of the movement that we've built and the progress that we made, and we're not going to stop. They can do whatever they want to us. They can shut us down. We'll open up other ways of communication. They can get us fired from our jobs. That's fine. We'll find other jobs. They can kill us. We don't care. We're going to keep pushing forward and keep spreading the message and fixing this country that the Democrats objectively have been destroying for years. For years. They have objectively destroyed the United States, and we are going to restore it to its roots, and we're going to make America great again. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless your families. My family thanks you for being here, and I will see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Ryan Samuels Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.